Greg and I are off on another little adventure. We're only traveling about 70 kilometers from home to go to the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. The museum has over 40 vintage aircraft, and quite a few of them are still in flying condition. So from late spring to early autumn, different planes fly on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So today we are heading down to see the tiger moth, a steerman, the chipmunk, a Harvard, and of course the Lancaster. So a little about the history of the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. It is beside the John C. Munro International Airport in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And it first came about back in the 1970s when a pair of friends, Dennis Bradley and Alan Ness, decided they wanted to buy a vintage aircraft, preferably from World War II, and restore it. So they got together with a couple of other friends and they purchased a Fairey Firefly, which they began to restore. In 1972, they moved their plane to a hangar at Hamilton so they could work on the restoration in a better setting. They had already been bitten by the bug, and so they bought a second plane, a de Havilland Chipmunk. This was followed by a Spitfire, a Corsair, a Harvard, and a Tiger Moth. The collection grew, and in 1975, they also began to restore a B-25 Mitchell bomber, which was their biggest restoration project to date. That is until they got their hands on an Avro Lancaster. They wanted to restore it to being airworthy and being able to fly regularly. The restoration of the Lancaster started in 1979, and it was completed in 1988. And the Avro Lancaster is one of only two in the world that still fly, the other being in England. But the Lancaster here in Hamilton actually takes passengers for a purchase price of, is it Greg, $4,000 a seat? 4 people can fly in the Lancaster with the crew. And it sells out way in advance every year. It's obviously a very popular thing to do if you have the money to do it. In 1993, there was a bad fire at the hangar where the restorations took place and also where the aircraft were situated. Unfortunately, 5 of the restored aircrafts were damaged beyond repair in the fire, and that included the Spitfire. Following the fire, the federal, provincial, and municipal governments decided to help fund building the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum, and Prince Charles is, well, now King Charles, at the time though he was Prince Charles, is the patron of the museum, and he came over in 1996, I believe it was, to open the museum officially to the public. The museum has over 40 vintage aircrafts and exhibits, as well as a wonderful gift shop. And as I said before, the heritage planes fly Thursday to Sunday, weather permitting, from late spring to early fall. You can learn more about the museum at warplane.com. That's their official website. warming up the Lancaster. So this is a 1944 Canso returning from a flight. chipmunk. Airmen. So sadly today they've had some mechanical difficulties with the Lancaster. So they're gonna do some work on it. Not sure if it's gonna fly later today, or we might have to come back another day to see it fly this summer. That happens with vintage aircraft. So we had a great time at the museum. We're heading for home. Unfortunately, the Lancaster didn't fly today due to some mechanical difficulties. We did see it fly last year, so I'll include a link below and you can view that video if you like. But we did see lots of other vintage aircraft go today, which was great. So we hope you enjoy the video. We're off for home, and take care, and hope you visit the channel again soon.